This is the Sur Ron Storm Bee. Let's give it a little go. Alright, I want to show you the traction control. So this is on, I don't know how we know actually. That's 2. Gives you quite a bit of wheel spin. A3. Virtually no wheel spin. A1. Seems to be a pretty good happy medium. Get no shortage of power when you actually want to get going. There's plenty of power to get that front wheel up. More than enough to get you into trouble. Whoa! I did find the suspension pretty soft. Where does that go? I should check that out. I think I know where it goes. The biggest thing that troubles me with this bike, the biggest negative, is sort of the present absence of sort of parts availability. Like I broke a brake lever probably 4 weeks ago and I still can't get one. Now yes, I could probably just fit an aftermarket one, but it's perhaps not so much about the brake lever, it's about what it represents. So if you need anything, complex or not complex, you're going to be waiting a while. As one of my peers coined it, he's like, look, it feels like it was just imported and then now that's your responsibility. There's not a dealer network, there's not anything like that. Now hopefully, that all becomes a distant memory. But at the moment it's very pressing, with a broken tail light, broken front fork guard, and a broken front brake lever. That's what I feel at the moment. Hopefully that changes. And while we're on that topic, something I love about Beta is it's virtually an online catalogue. The parts fish, you just click the bits you want and they come in the post. Like, it's so easy. You don't need a local dealer, you just need parts fulfillment. Yes, you can sort of do pivot turns and stuff like that. You can get it up and out, and you can definitely do wheelies. Lots of people are going to ask, can you ride it without traction control? And the answer is kinda, but the answer is kinda. And the reasons why you can't is because when the rear wheel spins, it'll just instantly go up to, I don't know, 80k an hour. Whereas on any other conventional dirt bike, it's constrained by whatever gear you're in. So you do almost need some traction control just to keep the wheel not going spastic. And it's a weird sort of thing. It is pretty unobtrusive, really. If you have traction and you're not the sort of person who just sits there and spins the wheel, you would hardly know it's on. Like just now, you're allowed enough wheel spin, but not enough that you're going to do 80k an hour on the rear wheel. Another thing that is an interesting sort of limitation, again, like all these things, it's not all bad, but if I was to jump off this bike, it will keep rolling. Whereas the petrol bike will sort of eventually stall. It's tricky to describe. Again, if you're sort of limping down something, or I should say paddling down something, and you let go, it'll just keep going. Like as in without the engine on. Now, a lot of people that are good riders probably don't ride without the engine on, but if you're sort of a weekend warrior like me, if you don't have the skill to get down riding it flat out, then you often want to turn the motor off. So again, you can turn it off here, but there's zero restriction. You can sort of almost manually lock the rear brake on, but it's not really, and it's not the same as, say, being in first gear with the motor off on a 2-stroke or 4-stroke. Okay, this is another thing. I'd love to take my hands off the handlebars. Yes, again, I know you can do that, but just being able to keep a foot on the rear brake would be super cool. There is actually provision for a rear brake. Like, there is the bolt hole, there's a spot for the master cylinder, a spot for the pivot bolt. So, look, it might be an option worth considering one day. It just depends how used to it you get. That is good fun. Right, we should talk about drive modes. Normally you're in like S for sport. Well, I imagine it's S for sport. But the on-off can be a little bit annoying. So the E actually just sort of softens out the throttle so that as you go over humps and stuff, it's not quite so bucky. It still gives you plenty to sort of get in and out of corners. But it does limit you at 80k an hour. I find this sort of tight stuff really quite easy on this. Like, you're never between gears. You never, oh geez, second was too low or first was too high or anything like that. You're just always a moment's throttle away from full power. And weirdly, it gives you more time to focus on, oops, how ironic. I was going to say, it allows you more time to focus on the actual trail rather than operating the machine, as I just overrun the corner. Whoops, I fell off the peg. Picked up a stick somewhere. Woo! That was very well handled, bike. Very well done.